Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just about my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it.
So what are you thinking, man? How was the last couple of weeks? How's the transition been?
Yeah, it's been fun, man. Got really good girls that coming over that I'm excited to be around, and I think this last weekend at Patriot games and fireworks really showed what we're trying to accomplish and what the girls are really putting forward to of what we're asking on a field, for sure.
Yeah. What was there any surprises that you like? Anything that surprised you or stood out?
I mean, like we talked all week, and I don't know the big names or anything, so. Yeah. I went in there blind as a bat and just expected our girls to compete, and they really showed well, man. It was fun. Jordan Hart, going off and hitting, I think, 6 home runs and grand slam, including that. But young Danielle really showed up against older competition, and was showing some toughness. And we really came in as a team. It's kind of hard to go individualized, but they really came together and played some softball together.
So, a lot of people don't really know, I think we've talked about this a little bit, like nobody, some people might know you obviously on the baseball side. Can you give me just a little background of your career? You don't have to go really in depth, but give me a really quick, 2-minute background of your career, where you played, how you did, as far as positions or anything you can give me leading from high school all the way up.
Yeah. We'll call them, glory days back long time ago. But
dude, how old are you actually?
34. So we'll keep.
Dude, I honestly thought you were younger.
No, I appreciate it.
I thought you were younger, man. I was like, I'm like, shit, I'm not that much old. I'm a lot older than you, but I'm not that much. I'm a lot older than Cody.
Yeah, we both are. Cody's 10 years younger than me, so he'll probably want to get his age out there, but yeah, it's been a while. I think the jerseys are a little faded now, but I was lucky enough to have coaches, like you, and even my old man has been around the game for a long time, but he involved big leaguers around me that taught me how to act, that taught me, it's not always about going 4 for 4. It's about how you get out of your car. It's about how you go about your business and really bring a team together. But I was lucky enough to make Team USA way back in the day and win a gold medal, and that kind of really opened my eyes about getting talked to in a certain way from those coaches. It's about a team. It's about USA on your chest and not, the name on the back. Yeah, it's super cool to do those things and accomplish those things, but it's about winning a gold medal. And that was.
Did you guys win one?
We did. We went to Venezuela and beat Altuve way back in the day. I don't know if he's grown very much, but but I got that on him. His bank account's pretty big, but
he might have you a little bit.
Yeah, I got a World Series too, so I think he got me, but man, that was an enjoyable, but I had to transfer schools. That was a big part of me really making a decision if baseball was what I really wanted to do. My mom, I don't know if my mom's good with this, but she signed custody over to Pops, and we really had to make it happen if that was the path I wanted to go to. And played for Eric Gardner at Sunrise and lost 3 state championships in a row. So I know how it feels to lose. Yeah, that sucked. Senior year too, going in was nationally ranked and everything. Lost to Horizon. I still won't get over Kidler, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, man, and getting drafted was super cool.
Where were you drafted?
By San Diego in the first round.
Nice. What do you remember? What number?
42. That was back when they had supplemental round and
nice,
all that. But yeah, and sharing the steps to getting drafted. Able to text people, call people that got drafted ahead of me, behind me. It was pretty cool to be able to share that. But I was supposed to go to ASU and. I wanted to do those things, but getting drafted, it's kind of how it worked out. So, yeah, man,
that's cool.
It was fun.
What do you remember about that day when you got drafted? Did you have family and friends around? Did you guys have a little party?
We had a big old party at the house, and my dad's a landscaper, so mid-draft, it was the first time it was on ESPN. So I had a bunch of people over, but Pops Pop's workers showed up and, we're messing around out front. He actually missed my name getting announced, and we still give him crap for it. But, yeah, it was a blast. And, being 18 and getting drafted by San Diego, it was like, oh, right down the street and then go to the beach for, But it was a whole lot more work than, walking into it. So it was a blessing for sure.
That's cool. Do you remember like signing the contract and all that? I mean,
oh yeah. And more leading up to that and everything. Like we try to teach the girls, like anybody's watching, I was in my garage one time, not putting the best effort in, and all of a sudden car rolls up, ends up being a scout. And I don't know what he was dropping off. I don't know what it was, but like we say, anybody can roll up at any time. And I kind of put my big boy britches on after that. I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
But, remember signing, and I remember I had to make a deal with my mom that if I signed at 18, I had to go to school when it was all said and done. So had to do that.
There you go.
But yeah, man, it was a blessing. It was fun for sure.
What was did you treat yourself to dinner or anything like that, or?
Everything got put away. I was able to buy one thing and everything's put away, but I got a car.
Good for you.
Yeah, but looking back now, being older, it's like, shouldn't have bought a car, should have bought something else. Like,
it's not the worst thing, right? You still need a car.
18 and being dumb, and there was a bat rack in it though, man. So pine tar didn't get on the seats. It was pretty dumb, but
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It was fun. Yeah, for sure.
And so you get drafted. You play. How long did you play?
I got 12 years in, almost 13.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, it was. It's a grind. It's a job for sure. Being away from home, playing 163 games. It's definitely what you sign up for, and these girls are going to learn that for the next 4 years for sure, dude.
Right. It was funny. The other night, I don't remember why or what made me think of it, but I thought of you had said you remember hitting your first. It was either your first home run or your first hit.
Yeah.
That we were talking about when we were in Colorado. And so I just went and looked it up and I found it. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the pitches are a little different, dude, but
right.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we go ahead.
You know what was funny is if you remember, you guys hit, right? After the girls hit at practice, you and Cody and Hannah. And when I was flipping to you guys, I remember I was throwing a few. I was trying to get them over the plate. And then I threw one a little bit down and in. And as I let it go, you go, there it is. And that's the one. It looked like the exact same swing, exact same pitch. And you probably hit that thing like 300 feet, I think.
The cryo bat's pretty nice, I'll tell you that. Like that was good.
Oh, that's right. It was the cryo, huh?
It was the cryo, yeah. That's a good one. Shout out to Louisville. So
shout out to Louisville, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, man, I used to get, crap from my dad about chasing balls down. But it's like, hey, if I would have hit that thing though, like I know right there, that's the hot spot, like they say in Sandlot, like low and in, just like I like it. So
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
But, going there, the girls I'm old to them, and they're asking me if Babe Ruth was there, and
I know
all
I heard
stuff.
that.
But I love it because
freaking Clifford.
They're going to be older soon.
Yeah, they're gonna realize one day that, like, even for me at 51, I'm like, I don't feel 51. I could, we joke about it the other day. I was like, I can get over that fence faster than everybody.
Oh, hey, when it rained, I saw you get away from that rain. You still got it.
That's true, man. I was out of there. So yeah, no, but they'll realize soon that, like, age is a number as long as you take care of yourself somewhat, and
activation.
If you're fortunate enough.
Getting warmed up, dude. Getting warmed up. That's
yeah. So you get drafted. You play. You said 13, I think, years.
Yeah.
And then what? You're just all of a sudden one day, don't have a job or didn't get the job you wanted, and
yeah, it was wild, man. You hear all the stories when you're younger. Hey, one day it's just gonna be gone, and you're not gonna know, and you're like, yeah, okay. Like, thought I was gonna play till 35, and be honest, make money and be able to do what I wanted. Real life came and, kind of shut the door. When playing the Dominican, still loved baseball, still wanted to do the things I wanted to do, but kind of got older and was tired of the business side of it. Really wanted to help the kids out around Arizona. My dad's had a program here since I've been, 98. That he was big in baseball, gone to softball, but I think coaching's kind of in my blood.
Yeah. What got him into softball?
I think honestly, just the parents saying, "Hey, I got a couple daughters that want to do it." And I think he got up to 3-4 teams, but baseball was obviously what he could go off of and
Right.
those things. But the old thing, like growing up in a locker room, it literally is where I was. I mean, he started at Moon Valley High School, and I was probably 3 or 4 in the wrestling room, and just hearing how people talk to in the locker room and get talked to. But yeah, when I got done, I really enjoyed just being around kids. And to be honest, I didn't think that there was good coaching, man. Like, I really didn't. People making money off of hitting lessons, but really sitting down with the kid and explaining hitting or pitching, or if they do go over on the weekend, they should be able to come back to you and be like, "Hey, what's up? Why am I not getting hits? Why am I not, at least feeling good at the plate?" But yeah, man, it was pretty much lights turned off and was like, you better figure out what you want to do. Had a couple opportunities to go coach minor leagues and be around that, but I just love being around the kids, man. I really do. And maybe home life's not where it needs to be or whatever it is. Like, sports is always a good way to get out of whatever it is. So yeah, man, fell in love with coaching.
So you coached with Dad for a little while. You kind of took over his program, right? I mean,
yeah. Like I said, being new to the softball world, I mean, not new, but 5 years in, it's still teaching me a lot, especially going to Colorado with you. But yeah, it was the Red Storm, as he likes to say it. He was never going to get rid of his logo and all that. But yeah, man, he sent a couple girls to college, had a good little group, but yeah, got into it with them and just really thought I could affect the game in the right way and how to, talk to the girls and really communicate in a different way. And like I said, my sister was a D1 soccer player and got lucky enough to train her, be with her. And you got to coach girls a little differently, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, she's hard-nosed, but I learned real quick, like, I have a connection with girls on the softball field. Not baseball anymore. The boys drive me a little nuts, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and of course I've known of you or heard your name around, back to like Megan Lake days.
Yeah, man.
I know she came from you. It's funny story about Megan Lake, man. Like, I remember hearing, that there was a kid that was pretty good at Ridge, and I didn't know nothing about her, but I happened to be at like one of the like springtime tournaments, like middle of May or early May tournaments, and this girl comes running into the field and
got chills.
And like literally comes running into the field. The game's already on, and she gets out there, probably within like 20 minutes is in the lineup, bats, gets a base hit, steals second, steals third.
Already dirt.
And I was like, who is that kid? They're like, that's Megan Lake. And I had heard the name, and I'm like, well, I don't remember how I figured it out or how I found out. Well, apparently she had a high school, that Saturday high school play-in game or playoff game. She had lost that game and hauled ass to the field and was, in time enough to, go get a hit and steal a couple of bags. But like
game somehow, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's where like, I heard of her obviously. And then I heard your name out there a little bit. And then, just through, other friends and other people that I know have learned about through the, through softball or, whomever. And then of course, like, it's crazy because I don't know, when was that? Like maybe March that we had breakfast and
maybe
sat down.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Somewhere in there. And then all of a sudden you're out, and I didn't really know what to expect because, you just don't know. Like you don't know what somebody tells you, if it's going to translate to, actually how they are. And it was cool because from like day one, once you kind of committed, you're like, I'm coming, I'm bringing my brother. I got this other guy, Reed. And dude, your brother, Cody, he shows up at a Saturday practice. You're like, hey man, do you mind if he shows up? I'm like, no, not at all. That dude has not missed one thing since.
Hey,
he's in.
Love ball.
They love ball, right?
We love ball.
So, dude, that to me right there was like everything's cool, tracking. Dude. And then to have you guys go to Colorado with us and try to navigate that a little bit and figure out, the landscape. It's so funny to hear you two, because like the girl's like, oh, we're playing, whomever. I mean, we'll just use the name Batbusters, right? We're playing Batbusters. You have no idea, like
Zero.
the name of you might hear like the club name, but you don't know the coach.
Yeah, been around enough to know it, but to the extent, like we always, like I told, there's levels to everything in life, like especially sports. There's levels to this thing. Like, I face Batbusters, but there's levels to this thing, but zero thought, zero knowing. You know what I mean? Right. So no, it's been cool. I think it's been a good transition with you guys coming on. I'm pretty excited about where things go. And I can't wait to get Code on too, because I think you said he was golfing today, so good for him. Right. Must be nice out there for the rookie to get out there.
Right. But it seems like it's been a pretty good transition. The girls, from what I've gathered, have really enjoyed your coaching style and Cody's coaching style. And, I think just like anything, I feel like you guys came in to like just earn respect and trust, instead of like coming in and demanding it and, hey, beating your chest and be like, hey, this is what I've done. And this is, it's been really good. And I think things are positive. So
yeah, man, we just want everything to happen organically. And, like he said, been around, I get, like we always talk about, databases and these girls, like database goes pretty deep, and, was lucky enough to be around really good coaches and, pick what they do really well and be like, oh, I will never talk to somebody that way, or I will never, ever ask a player to do what I don't think they're able to do, always putting them in good positions to succeed, even if player doesn't agree. Or, I think what we do really well too is we bounce things off each other. Like, hey, we should have bunted here. You're right. Like, take chances, hey, we should have swung away here. I thought we should bunt. Any of those things. And it makes the week fun, and I think the girls buy into it. And and I don't know if fun's the right word to use, because that sounds like we're just showing up, but it still is a game. Like, and I was around some old school coaches, man, but it's not work play, it's play ball. You know what I mean? Like, we still gotta enjoy this and realize there is pressure on these kids, and I was lucky enough, my brother was lucky enough to play in front of people and be like, hey, you're going to strike out. How are you going to come back from that? Or, hey, you're going to throw a cookie and she's going to hit it about 300 feet in Colorado. How are we going to come back? Like, and we're lucky enough to actually have athletes to execute, I think, what we want to do, even if it's not ground balls or a swing. And it's super fun to see. So,
the one thing that stands out to me right now is their willingness to buy into an approach seems to be standing out. And I think there's a couple, and we talked a little bit about her this morning, which is Mac, who's, seems to have really quieted things down. Maybe not only mentally, but like just in her swing and getting ready and, getting from that, that load and into that forward move. And then the turn is quiet.
We compared her to a freaking all-star,
I know,
Bobby
right?
Witt. I mean, it's a good move. And, I've been around baseball my whole life and been around softball, 7 years now. And, there's a little bit of different things that go on with the game, but it's still the game within the game. And the swing really doesn't change, I don't believe. There's people that have their opinions, but, from being in the box and facing this and then also getting in the box against our pitchers, like, there is a little difference there, but at the same time, it's still where you get to in your approach and the mindset you have. So, and I think that girl has realized, like, it's okay to walk because I can run a little bit too.
Yeah. I used to always tell them, early in your zone, thigh high, waist high, we're going to attack early. But, I think you've brought a little bit different mindset in terms of like, especially depending on what the game is sure. What the tempo of the game is at. And, are we coming off of a long inning on defense? Those things to me right now are starting to stand out. And here's the crazy part, man. Like, and I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, and it's not that I had second thoughts or I thought I could have done better, but I was like, I really just kind of coached like maybe 2 innings at third and then just said, take it. because
It was,
I kind of just threw you out there, and not that you can't do it, but I mean, it would probably be fair to say that I probably have a little bit more of a relationship and a feel with the girls.
for sure.
So to me, it's like, I got no issue with that, because I think obviously it's good, and I think as far as like moving runners or having kids take extra bases or the communication piece, that's something that's second nature to you. But I think, just looking back on it, I'm like, we've really coached, how many games? Like 12 together?
Yeah.
Really, where it's us three, because, even when I handed Cody the clipboard that first day at Patriot games, I was like, here, man, help me. Because I really didn't know.
Oh, yeah. You had to.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect with him. So I was like, hey, dude, just take the clipboard and chart. And then by halfway through the game, I'm like, looking at stuff. I'm like, hey, what did this kid do last time? Well, you did this and this, and you could probably go here. I'm like,
I mean, the
cool.
best part was he's like, hey, I don't really need the chart. And both of us were like, no, you do, dude. Hey,
I was like, dude,
yeah,
come on now.
You need it. Hey, I get that you're feeling good right now, but yeah, hey, we'll keep the chart. And, like we all do. I mean, watching pitches in the car and doing those things like love ball. And we're trying to figure out the best way to get our girls to compete. And if it's pitch calling, if it's, like I said, it's kind of a big league atmosphere. You're on your bench. If you need something from me, you're going to call it. And, if you give me the reins, I got to own if I messed up, first and second, nobody out. Probably should have bunted.
I never said you should have. I just said maybe we think about it next time. So, no, all good, man. I think things are tracking. I've been working a little bit on next year and trying to put a list together and make sure that we know what we're looking for, and we kind of identify, what we have inside of the organization, and then what's out there. So
we got to get a little minor league system. I know I got to get used to these baseball and get rid of, but that minor league system coming up is looking pretty good. I mean,
it does.
We got some names coming up, and we could go through it all, but I mean, I hope they all watch this and know that we're talking about all of them, and really come together, because it's going to be special. And I mean, like you said, you can move your feet, move your mouth. You can't control an offer, but you can control those two things. And I think it's cool when I pace and you and Cody are calling pitches and I'm pacing, but I can see people coming down to watch. Even, I mean, we got smacked, and we still have people coming because girls are cheering. Even if we have a strikeout, girls are meeting people at the front, maybe not a dap up, but, hey, we'll pick you up. And, that's the most fun, man. And I was lucky enough to go to the postseason twice, and I saw the difference between a successful team that win, maybe not with the best talent, but, it's hard to lose when you're not enjoying yourself and the people you're around, for sure.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think, the one thing we've been preaching, forever here, honestly, is, team first and caring about and playing for your teammates. And I think, the girls really have taken that in the last couple of tournaments, and it just seems like, it's coming together, man. And to me personally, I wish we had more time with some of these kids, but we'll enjoy what we have with them
for sure,
until they're done. So,
yeah,
but yeah, man,
we're gonna have to travel because they're gonna be calling for us to see them ball out. So we gotta make sure.
I know. That's the only thing that sucks about coaching high school ball, man. Like, you can't. Like, I would love to go watch some of these. Like, there's some kids I've never seen play. I've never seen some of these kids play.
And you got some names, buddy. You got some names. So
we got some kids out there, but yeah, and I just, the sad part is I don't get to watch them play in college, but. Somehow, some way, maybe that will, also take care of itself soon.
We'll be good.
But yeah, did you get the Ridge job or what?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
You don't know yet?
We're working. There's a good group of kids there, though. There is. You got, like I said, I'm not saying names so that I don't leave anybody out, but there's
right.
There's that good group, man. And last year I think was a good year for my dad to step away, and he established what he needed to as a culture, and that's what we're doing. And I hope that we can continue that with those young girls, because there's a good core over there. But Yeah, Ridge is. They haven't been on the map in a while. We'll be honest. You know, you got O'Connor, you got Pinnacle, you got Liberty, you got Boulder, you got. I mean, and then we got to travel all the way to the east side. And
well, you know,
you do too.
You know that. So back when, I think I told you this, but both of my daughters went there. Yeah, and so from so it would have been like 06 through 15. For
Ridge game.
8 out of 9 years. So there was a year gap, but 8 out of 9 years I stood at the visitor side pole.
Okay.
To watch the games, and I never went to the third base side. That's where they used to be. They used to be home side. Used to be the third base side. I've been battling
my dad to get on that side, so I don't have to walk across the field every time. But
exactly. And the cage is over there too.
When did you go to Centennial?
What's that?
When did you start at Centennial?
I think 2017.
2017.
I believe so.
That's when I was supposed to coach against you, but got tossed the day before. So.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I was like, the great Randy Kaye, don't even get to see him in action. I got put in timeout.
That's so funny. I heard you were at Nate's house watching the game, or
trying to get
waiting for it to be over.
Trying to get on the perch, trying to see down and see what I mean. You had a good club that year, though.
My team was good. Yeah, those couple of years, those sophomores. When I got there, there was a bunch of sophomores there that were really talented. Man, that was fun, dude. That was. Yeah, I had a parent call me and they were like, "Hey, man, you interested in coaching high school?" And I was like, "Where at?" And they're like, "Centennial." I'm like, "Dude, it's like 2 minutes from my house." So I'm like, I think I might be interested in that.
We'll be good.
So here's the crazy part. So I get the job, and then there's like, they had a really good pitcher. Her name was Sydney Sahar. I think she was a sophomore then. That sophomore class was good. And there was probably like 5 of them. And like a month before season's about ready to start, she's like, "Coach, I just want you to know that I have a stress fracture in my back and I can't play this spring." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so I had to go get this kid. I still had another pitcher. Her name was Dren. But she was kind of like one of those kids that could like just chuck it. She wasn't really a pitcher. She was a hell of a freaking shortstop and a hitter. But she ended up turning her ankle running bases. And so you had a turned ankle and then a broken back basically. And so I had this kid, her name was Alana Moran, and she was pitched a little bit the year before. That kid just came in and just freaking took us all year. Oh gosh. I mean, didn't throw real hard, but like her dad was a coach too.
Yeah.
And she just knew how to pitch, dude. Like she understood swings and saw holes and would shake me off and then throw it where she wanted it and was usually right. So
touche, give a little hat clip. Yep.
I'm like, hey, let's just not make it so obvious when you're shaking me off. Just shake your head like
too.
Yes.
Let me get a little love.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's give me a little love.
So no, it was cool, man. I've had fun there.
Heck yeah.
It's been a good time. So
heck yeah.
What else you got? You got I know you guys said you have a tournament next weekend.
Yeah, making that transition, man. I'm excited to. All the girls got their new stuff in, so they're starting to roll it out. Nice. Like even their jersey. Nice. Can we wear it to practice? No, you can't wear it to practice, but you can bring it and show everybody. So they're pumped, dude. It's
nice.
The name carries itself, and like I said, I think obviously the softball world is very, and coming back and hearing from either older girls that I coached or parents and saying like we made a good showing, and you and I. It's hard not to go off wins and losses, man. It is, but like I said, I didn't know any of those names going in, and I expected us to win some of those games, man. And you're like, hey, we competed against this, and like I said, might change my ways. Going, man, I just love to compete, but winning and losing's cool. But when you get responses from other people saying it'd be cool to see me with your girls, it'd be cool to see this, see that, because they actually look like they like each other.
Yeah. It's coming together.
It's cool to hear it from outside sources. Like it's cool to understand that and to have good kids on our team that want people to, that people want to play with. So yeah, man, that's what I see. And I think, even with the short time that we have with some of the seniors, like I think sending them off, they're going to be ready because of what we're trying to do, and they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready for college. They're going to know how to sit the bench, when they think they should be playing, and showing up for 6:30 weights when you're probably not playing that night. Like, let's be honest. Like, we still got to go and work, and hopefully, nobody gets injured. But when you get your chance, you go and you make the most of it. And I think that's one thing that I see is our girls will be prepared, and the upcoming of the young ones, the littles, that we got a good future to teach them as well. And they got a standard to hold from these older girls. Right.
No, these girls are doing a good job of regrouping and trying to send us off the right way. Because I know some of my seniors, if I'm being honest, were probably, in my opinion, headed down the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
And just because sometimes that's how it goes for a senior, but I think they've been able to regroup and buy in and dial themselves in and just bring a little bit more discipline. And I'm pretty happy with with how everything's played out for them. And then of course our younger group, shoot, man, there's talent, and so
absolutely.
Like I said, we'll continue to work on that, the needs, and then try to identify, what's in the org, what's in the cupboards here. And then, obviously there's already people reaching out and wanting to know what we're doing next year. So I think the vibe is good. I think the energy is good. I think that moving forward, when you have the talent that's coming back, it's going to attract more kids. So,
for sure.
I'm excited, man.
And
I'm excited.
Like we talked, it's the kids that attract it. It's not our old, it's not our old culos that are doing this. It's the
right.
It's the kids that are executing what we want, and it's the girls that make Rogue what Rogue is. You know what I mean? And
for sure.
And I'm super excited too, man. And
I've always said that it's nothing about me. I mean, we
got great coaches too, man. Like, we got great people that are through and through, and that have your back, and that I know have the right outlook for the girls too, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're able to get a little bit on, because I think it's important that, we share a little bit of your story. I think people need to hear your voice a little bit. I think it's going to be important going forward, not only for this team, but, even for the younger teams that we're a part of as well. So I'm looking forward to a little speed and agility, or some of the workout stuff that you've been talking about doing.
Yeah, man.
I still have to go see Exos. Those guys emailed me yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be fun. I'll have to get Code on here soon, and we'll chat it up a little bit and
always
see
busy.
How it goes.
Always busy playing in the 110.
He's crazy, man. It's hotter than hell out. So cool,
buddy.
All right, good chatting.
Heck yeah, buddy. Have a good one, dude.
Yep. Later.